Hi guys, I'm Chris,
I'm Jimmy.
and we are the Two Stocky Guys.
On this channel, we invest $1,000 into the stock market every week, and well, we're not doing that well. Let's review our portfolio so far. So my previous picks have been Devon Energy and JP Morgan, and I'm only down about 10%.
Not bad.
Oh man, that's $200 down from a $2,000 investment. There's a lot of pain in the stock market as well as our portfolio right now. Your pick 2 weeks ago was ConocoPhillips, and I think you're down about 10%.
Awesome.
Great. Okay, we're definitely not winners
Yeah,
so
definitely
far.
not winners.
So, what is your stock pick, or what was your stock pick for the last week?
I chose Advanced Micro Devices, or AMD. They're a semiconductor company that's based out of Santa Clara, California. And though they are technically in the tech sector, I don't feel like they are subject to as much volatility as things like Meta and Google are, because semiconductors are used in just about everything. These computers, this camera, these lights, they're literally in everything, so they span across every single sector basically. And because they are kind of a consumer and industrial good rather than what most tech companies are as a product, they are a bit more cyclical in the way they make money. So there was a huge semiconductor shortage that you probably heard about during the pandemic because a lot more people were buying computers, like gaming computers, because they were staying inside and things like that. So there was a huge spike, and they've had a lot of revenue growth across the main companies within the semiconductor space. And now it's kind of tapered off a little bit, and we're in kind of the lull state. So I think now would probably be a good time to buy some of that stock and wait for the cycle to come back around and it go up, and maybe sell at that time or hold it on for a little bit longer.
I think there's a lot of tailwinds for AMD and semiconductors in general. AI, it's huge right now, right? You know, how are you going to do AI without really, really powerful semiconductors and processors?
Right. And compared to some of the other competitors in the space like Intel, IBM, and NVIDIA, they're kind of the biggest competitors that they have. NVIDIA has seen a lot of growth in the last year or two, so that would probably be a pretty comparable stock.
Yep.
And then you have Intel and IBM who do make semiconductors, but their business is a little bit more broad.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that AMD is focused kind of just on one thing. So it's kind of like In-N-Out. They do burgers and fries. They do it really well. So I like that about a company rather than being too broad and having a lot of moving parts that could potentially mess up. That makes me feel a little bit more secure. So I put NVIDIA probably as its main competitor, and they've been kind of holding together a little bit closely. I think AMD might have more upside as a company. And then compared to Intel and IBM, well, IBM's been around for a long time, so it's a pretty safe company. Intel's actually had some underwhelming performance over the last year. They missed a couple of deadlines, so I think that hurt their stock a little bit. And they've made some big promises for the future now, which I don't know if people actually believe they'll be able to live up to. They might have just been saying that to kind of help out their share price a little bit.
Intel is probably the most risky, which is also saying that 5-10 years down the line, they might be the one with the most potential for you to get a good return just because they're so risky. The stock has not been performing well. They haven't really met what they say their goals have been. AMD compared to NVIDIA, they've really been sort of just neck and neck. Like when one goes up, the other one goes up. They're both been traveling up and down together. I think AMD is the better value in terms of how much the stock costs relative to profits, margins, and stuff.
Yeah, that's the main reason I picked it over NVIDIA, because I think they are pretty neck and neck. The real value that you get out of AMD is it's just priced a little bit better, so it's kind of on a sale right now.
Yeah.
And we're already down a lot of money, so I would like to see us make a little bit. But like I said, they are a cyclical company, and there is no dividend associated with this stock. So this is going to be purely a growth stock, which is good. Like we said, they've been growing. Let's see, the revenue for AMD right now, year over year, is about 43%, which is above its 5-year average of 37% and far exceeds the sector median of 14%. So it's doing amazing compared to the rest of the sector, and it is doing better than itself over a 5-year average, which is really good to see as a company. So I can see that one continuing to go up in the long term.
It's hard to say that AMD is a bad company.
Right.
I don't think anyone can say that. I think the question is, do people or investors think that given how the economy is or where they think the economy is going, are semiconductors a good investment? And are they a good investment now? Their stock price has definitely gone up a lot this year. In November, they were in the 60s, and now they're trading near 100. It's gone up quite a bit in the last 6 months. So is there a lot more room to go up? Who knows? Some people say yes. Some people say that semiconductors and stocks are going to just keep going up the rest of the year. Some people think that there's going to be a pullback, as the economy wanes, or we possibly go into a recession. Who knows?
Yeah.
We definitely don't know, and obviously we have not been very good with predicting how things have been going on this channel's portfolio so far.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they are cyclical, so they're not really going to kind of follow the same pattern as a lot of the other stocks that we bought. So they might shoot up at the end of the year if there's an increase in demand for semiconductors throughout the year or something like that, or it may take a little bit longer than that. But I think we will see it continue to steadily rise over the next year. They're also pretty stable. Their gross profit margin, their EBIT, and their EBITDA margin also exceed sector medians and their own 5-year average. So they're becoming more profitable than they were before, and they're becoming more profitable than the rest of the sector. So that's also very good and comforting to see. So like I said, I'm thinking, if I had to take a guess, which I am, they are probably going to continue to go up for the rest of the year and in the near future. So I think this would be a good buy and hold, at least in the short term, maybe the next 5 or 10 years, possibly in the long term too, if semiconductors continue to have the big demand they have, which I think they probably will, because like I said, it's kind of in everything: planes, trains, automobiles. Literally everything nowadays has semiconductors. I think we're the only things at this point that don't have them, and that might change in the next few years too.
The only thing we can do right now is take our best guess with the information available and pick a good quality company, and AMD is. So we got AMD for $97.52 a share, and we bought 10 shares. So that came out to a total of $975.20. That means we were under our $1,000 weekly expenditure by $24.80. But we went over on your last purchase of ConocoPhillips. You're still in the bucket or in the hole for $20 or so. So we'll adjust that in the future. But this is a great buy, and hopefully all our stocks get better.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have something better to report in the next couple weeks.
All right. Please like and subscribe if you like our content, and keep tuning in to see how our picks do. All right, till next time.
Bye.